Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022. And let's just get right into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was a solid episode for me. I'm going to give it a 7.5. So we see Chelsea and Adam speaking, and they're still just going over everything about what they spoke of the day before, just about their lives and where they are now. And she's just again telling Adam to let it go. Whatever you had planned with your father, your family, just let it go and everything. Okay. So then we see Sally is listening, and she's also telling him about just how she feels about her career and the podcast coming to an end, and she would have to do it on her own. She doesn't know, and that. So then Sally comes up, and Sally's being pleasant, but you can tell that Sally, she still has feelings for Adam. And so although she's being pleasant, you know, she could have just said, hi you two, and kept it moving. But she's talking to Chelsea and everything, and Adam is like, she tells Chelsea that, I'm happy about your podcast. You and Billy have great chemistry. And Adam is like, what's going on here? And she was like, I'm just being pleasant. And so, excuse me. And so they're just like, I don't get it. And so she leaves because she's like, okay, I was just being pleasant. And I'm just like, Sally, stop putting yourself in these situations. But anyways, Adam apologizes to Chelsea for Sally. And she's like, it's whatever. Even though I felt like there was really nothing to apologize for, but he says he has to go, and she says, take Jack up on that offer and move on with your life. And he says he'll think about it. So then we see Sally goes back and sits down with Chelsea, and she says, you move fast. And I'm like, Sally, why? Why do you have to be this way? I like Sally, and I just want her to listen, she's heartbroken, so I get that, but I want her to have pride. Not stop getting into it with Chelsea. But anyways, Chelsea gives as good as she gets, and she always leaves Sally with the last word, and that's exactly what happened. She let Sally know that your relationship with Adam, it wasn't that deep, sister. We have a child together. We'll always have a relationship. We'll always be together. And have, our relationship has changed over the years. And whether we are just co-parenting or there's something more, it's never what you had with them and everything. And so she leaves, and then Sharon comes and she speaks to Sally, and she said it's hard letting go. And Sally's just like, she wants to be able to let go, but it is very difficult for her to do that. And so because of that, she's having a hard time with Adam. And she says, I finally got him to admit that he did break up with me because of the job and everything. She said, and I thought we could get past that. But just the way he treated her, she was just too hurt. And so she just can't get past everything that happened. And so because of that, Sharon just tells her, I understand how you feel. Adam has this issue with the Newmans. It's not really even the Newmans, with his father, really. And Sally says, I just can't get over his daddy issues. That will always take top priority over any relationship he has. And because of that, she just has to let it. She's learning that she has to let it go. And so then we see that she asks Sharon, how do you deal with just being lonely? And Sharon says there's a difference between being lonely and loneliness. And she says, I have people who love me. I have my family. And and cancer taught her that it's okay to be in her quiet moments and in her quiet space and everything. And so Sally says, and plus you have Nick. And she said, yeah, Nick has been a big help. I said, oh, y'all gonna get Nick and Sally together. And I want to see how this gonna turn out, because it seems like Sally and Sharon are building some kind of friendship. I don't know, y'all. Let's see. Anyways, let's move on. So here we see Nick and Victoria talking, and she wants to use Sally for Adam, and Nick is like, no, ma'am, we're not gonna use Sally that way. She's proven her loyalty. She's stuck beside the family. She's giving us information when she didn't have to. She's heartbroken over Adam, but she's still, with us. So we're not gonna use her like that. And Victoria was like, you know what, you're right. Ugh. She said, but she's just like, she wants to shut Adam down before he does something. And he was like, I completely understand that, but we just can't use her that way and everything. And so with that being said, excuse me, he does tell her about, he's starting to understand Adam and how Adam felt, about his dad covering things up for him and everything. And she says, what? Don't believe, you can't tell me you're agreeing with Adam. And Nick is just like, listen, I would have rather faced the consequences and let it all play out, instead of now having to live with this lie. So then we see Victor comes in and everything, and he tells them he doesn't want to talk about Ashton Locke anymore. He wants to go celebrate the company, celebrate them, and move on. And so while they're out celebrating, they run into Adam. Adam actually calls Jack, and he tells Jack, he wants to think about being co-CEO again. And while he's talking to Jack, he looks inside of society and he sees his family there. And so when he sees his family there, he goes up to him and he tells them, I'm no longer interested in revenge. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not interested in revenge anymore. I just want to move on. And so because of that, because he just wants to move on and everything, Victor and Victoria, they don't, well, even Nick, they're like, is this real? But he says it is. He buys their dinner, he buys their expensive bottle of champagne, and he leaves and goes and has a seat. And so then Victoria and Victor leave, and that leaves Adam to talk to, Nick to talk to Adam. And Nick tells Adam, are you really serious about moving on? And he says, yeah. And he says, because Adam tells Nick, listen, out of all the Newmans, you've been the most cordial towards me. I don't have a problem with you, Nick, and I didn't want to hurt you. He said, my issue is with Dad, and Nick tells him, well, your issue, if you let that information go, will hurt me. And Adam says, I know that, and that's why I'm not going to do it. He says, at the end of the day, we're both in the same position where we don't get to live and face the consequences of what we've done. And he says, and I don't know about you, but that haunts me, because you can't deal with it. You just push it back. He said, because what our father did, even though he's trying to help, what he did by covering this up is by saying, you did something wrong. I fixed it, and now forget about it. And he says, but it's hard to forget about it. And he tells Nick, like, if you let this go, look at the man that I am now. It made me the man that I am. And do you want that? And so I said, Lord, Nick gonna tell on himself. Nick is gonna end up telling. So then we see Victoria and Ashlyn, and Victoria is just thanking Ashlyn, sorry, Victor, and Victoria is just thanking her dad. She said, I know, I don't think I've said it yet, but I just want to thank you for everything that you did. Like, you protected us, and I thank you for that. I thank you for loving us enough to do that, and and she's grateful for it all, But I mean, she would be. She was the one who brought Ashlyn Locke in, and now he's gone. I'm sorry, y'all. I know you're hearing Mila. But she brought him in, and now they had to get rid of him for her because she made a bad choice on him. And like, stuff happens. But anyways, Victor says, I thank you, and I'm glad. I wish your brothers would see it that way. And she said, I promise you, they deep down, I know they do. So I don't know about that girl. But let's move on. So then we see it's Dominic's first birthday, y'all. And so they have a party. It's not big at all. It's just like his immediate people. It's Devon, it's Mariah, Tessa, Abby, and Chance. And Abby had this really cute idea, which was to put to put like a time capsule. You know how you write something really sweet, you have memories, and then you bury it, and then someone can come and get it a few years later. And it's really cute. So she did that. Okay, so then we see Mariah, Sharon, and Tessa. It was that was it with the party. Everybody had to go to work. Mariah, Tessa, and Sharon. So when we see these three, they say that everything went so well at Tessa's first, I guess, practice run through photo shoot and everything, and the clothes she's gonna get to wear. They're so excited. But going to Dominic's first birthday party made them realize they want to start looking into adoption again. So exciting for them. And so then we go to Abby and Chance. When everyone leaves the party, it gives them a chance to talk. And she says, Chance, what's going on? You seem quiet. And Chance has a lot on his mind. He's not really 100% comfortable on his decision about the case. He's trying to close Ray's last case. And, he's trying to talk to Abby about it, but she won't let him talk about it. Every time he says, I did this wrong, and I'm having not second thoughts, but he's having to live with this decision. And she just, you did the right thing for my family. And he's like, listen, Abby, I need to talk about this. I can't, he can't talk to the Newmans about it, like Victoria and all them. So the one person he can talk to is his wife. And she's like, you did the right thing. You helped my family. You did the right. And he's like, I need to be able to say that I don't know if I did the right thing. I don't like that I'm having to lie. He needs to be able to vent and let it out to someone. And she's just not the person he can do that to. And so he gets a call and he has to go because of Rafe's last case. And I said, I hope nothing happens to him on this case or whatever. So anyways, then we see Abby and Devon talk because he left his laptop, not his laptop, he left his tablet and Dominic's stroller. And so when they're talking, she just tells him that she's used to family being a priority. And he says, I could see, he was like, Neil was like that with us, like family first, then work. She said, Chance is not like that. And Devon said, yes. I mean, he says, you're not used to seeing it. He said, but Devon, he's very much about, his character, his work ethic, his morals and everything with his job. It means something to him. But he still loves his family. And so Chance has this balance of it, right? Where on certain things, yes, he'll put family first, but on other things, he's like, I have to make the right decisions. And that's what Chance is really having a hard time dealing with. He put family above the law. And so now he has to, because for him, it's always, you do the right thing first. No matter family or not, you do the right thing first. And she said she's not used to that. And Devon said, I get it. Your dad was Victor Newman. And she was like, right. But he helps her and everything to understand more about Chance and what his thought process. And he was like, Chance is not going to always be 100% family. That's just not how he is. Like, he prioritizes his family, but he doesn't want to put them over justice, if that makes sense. But anyways, guys, that was The Young and the Restless today. It was a solid episode. I enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of The Young and the Restless. What happened on the soaps, The Young and the Restless edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.